Welcome to the Cabaret Think Poetry, people. I built for me, I promise you. It's called hidden in plain vision, meaning the most acute terms that are hidden in a language. It's math, man. We got to use proper definition. And proper definition should always mean everything to its people. And let's use Africa, African, America, American as examples. And we're going to use that etymological meaning, the in the beginning. And the acro description by every letter. And then we're going to get accurate definition of both of them. Africa, American, African. Come on, man. As always, people, with the age before the ugly. I mean the beautiful. APhrika. Africa. Land free of code and horror. People, that's a pseudonym or a nickname or an eponym. For example, Georgia, Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., etc., and plethora. People, eponyms. Somebody named that they named it by. Given. APhrika, Africa, by Joannes Leo Africanus, born in 1494. Now, in 1493, before Leo Africanus was born, and I'm talking about the pre-etymological term of Africa was Alkebulan, mother of mankind. So, by accurate definition, you cannot be African except by an eponym or pseudonym given. Understand? And that goes for the continental name Africa also. And the 54 independent nations of so-called Africa. They are not African by accurate, acute description. We just added it. I'm telling you, people. He's Nigerian, Ethiopian, you know what I'm saying? Egyptian, Moroccan, Sudanese, Mozambican, Malian, Cape Verdean, not African. Africa was and is European, given to the world's indigenous melanated skin native all over the planet. And I can't prove it, but I'm talking about, man, if you read the Dog Ages pages, I think it's up there in Europe too. And so-called Africa gets penguin code at the bottom, folks, and smack dab in the middle of so-called Africa, which used to be called the Sudan, which means the vehicle. A Mexum, come on, man, Alkebulan. Oops, I meant European name. Africa has Mount Kilimanjaro, people, snowing at the capsule, the top. Well, it got to be 32 degrees or lower to snow. That's cold, last time I checked. So the name Africa can only be named for the western coastal region of so-called Africa. So-called Africans, it's called hidden in plain vision, sleepwalking, saying they sighted seeing men and women. On to America, an American. Man, same narrative given. Oops, I meant name given. It means new land. Or it meant new land. How? When the European man met a melanated indigenous man at the shore, and Columbus wrote in his memoirs, folks, he received a spear upon arrival. That the Moors gave him from the Moroccan Empire, and they used him for war. Man, stop playing. You ain't American either. Matter of fact, none of us are Americans. All the conquerors, and that's what they were. But the so-called discoverers, people, were meted at the shore by dark-skinned folks. Folks, reread some more. African America are pseudonyms, etonyms, eponyms. Excuse me, people. What is our etonym? And our orthonym. That means the correct beginning name. Well, it ain't Africa. African, American, or America. People, it's called hidden in plain vision. Look at the applications. No no suffix. For white, so-called Americans, because America is an obsolete term. Ladies and gentlemen, look again, reread again, sleepwalking, saying they sighted seeing men and women. It's right here in the language. Most acute terms are hidden. The math tell you ain't African as a pseudonym. It's an eponym. For certain coastal regions, not for the continent. But the catch is this. The name Africa was given by a man, people, born in 1494. So what was your name before? Common sense tell the poet couldn't have been African. We are just renamed by the evil European again. No biblical people. Math. 23:3 Matthew. Be careful. Observe what they tell you. Because what they tell you, they don't practice it. People, it's called hidden in plain vision. And if you reread, you'll clearly see by etymological definition that they have written You are not African, Africa, American, or America. But they wrote it and they're getting it done. Illuminate the real, proper definitions, son. You can't be African because the man who named us was born in 1494. Ain't we the first on the planet? Common sense say the math ain't correct. The most acute terms are hidden in the language, people. Peace, Creation Bay.